Welcome to the Friendly Frequencies podcast. I am your host, Carmen McLeod, and I want to talk to you about all things spirituality and personal development, because these are the things that light up my soul and have completely changed my life and made me into the person that I am. I want to bring you along my journey through self-discovery as I travel the world and expand my consciousness. So if you're interested in topics such as the mind, the soul, and the universe, and you want to continue to evolve into your soul's purpose and become the best version of you, then you are in the right place. Thank you for being here. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the Friendly Frequencies podcast. I am really excited to be coming to you live this is the first time I'm coming to you live, I believe. I have you on my TikTok here. So anybody that's listening to this through my TikTok you guys can also go, and if you ever want to re-listen, it'll be on Spotify and everywhere else that you find podcasts. But yeah, I'm live right now, and so so I'm just going to be focusing on the podcast. The live is just going to be going, and we'll see how it goes. So I got eyes watching me and ears listening to me now at the same time, which is kind of interesting. So for those of you who don't know, I'm in the Philippines right now. I'm in the Philippines. I'm working as an artist. I trade murals for accommodation and food. So I actually just also traded a few murals I painted for somebody, and in return she gave me her motorbike for 2 weeks. So I have transportation. So I'm doing all of the trading. It's like a big fun game that my life is right now. And what I'm doing also, a lot of what I'm doing actually right now is I'm in a leadership training. I'm in a course. It's a few months. It's about 4 months or so. And we've been working a lot around the idea of our vision. And I mean, this is speaking my language, because I've been raised in a family that does speak a lot about vision, being clear about what you want out of your life. And my mom especially, her and I make visions with each other a lot. We get clear about what it is that we want. What do we want to get out of the next chapter of our life? What do we want from this? It can be something as small as creating a vision for just one meeting you're going to have with somebody. Or it can be huge, like, what's your vision for your life, your entire life? What impact do you want to make on the world? And that's what I want to talk to you about today. So when it comes to vision, that's what I'm talking about. When I ask, and anybody in my life is going to know that I have already asked, or I'm going to ask, what is the vision for your life? And I'm going to ask everybody I meet. I ask kind of everybody this at this point. What is the vision for your life? And by that I mean, what do you want and why do you want it? Who do you want to be? What are the ways of being that you want to embody? And I have talked about this in the podcast. So those of you who are my super fans who have listened to all the episodes, you kind of have already heard this maybe, but it's going to come from maybe a new place, because the last time I've talked about vision on my podcast was in a different place of the course. And I'm in a completely different mindset, a different frame of reference this is all coming from, because I'm in such a different area of my life. It feels like so much growth has come through this podcast, and it's just been did I say podcast? So much growth has come through this course and the podcast, obviously, but through this course, and it's so much shoved into these few months that from month to month I am honestly so different and transformed. And so the place that I'm coming from now is going to be different than it came from when about a month ago I talked about vision. And I didn't dedicate the entire episode to it. It was I gave you a long episode explaining my breakthroughs around the course, and I've done a few of these episodes because it's been insane. The things that I have manifested through this course. It's not a manifestation course, you guys, but I am kind of a manifesting magician. Like, I'm a manifesting queen. I attract things. I just do. And so making that with, like, having that going with the course that I'm doing has just heightened that so much for me. So anyway, but what I want to talk about is vision, okay? Because I talked a lot about this course. Some of you have a bit of an idea of what it's about. Some of you have no idea what I'm talking about. Some of you have never had a vision or never talked about a vision before. Like, a lot of the time I ask somebody, what's your vision for your life? And they're like, what the hell are you talking about? I don't even know what that means. So I'm going to try and make it as simple as possible. I'm going to try and simplify it because I know a lot of people don't just talk about this kind of stuff very often. But yeah, like I said, if you can have, be, or do anything in the world, what would that be? And so if you can, so it's like, what do you want? Why do you want it? And that's your vision. Who do you want to be, first of all? It's not just a goal, right? Because the goals come through your vision. In order to create your vision of your life, the goals are going to be your stepping stones to achieving this vision. And the vision it's often something that you just end up embodying, and it's not so much like, okay, I've achieved it, check, now we're done. Your vision is also ever changing, and you can edit it, and it's going to change all the time. My vision changes a lot. And so I'm just going to tell you the vision for my life to give you kind of an idea. And I have it memorized because like I said, for this course, lots of vision talk. So my vision is, I am a transcendent, powerful, generous leader. That's my vision for my life. And, I'm confusing this with something else. That's a different thing. And that's more of like my power statement for myself. So I'm getting this confused. My vision for my life: I am a generous leader traveling and changing the world with my vibration of love. So that's my vision. And I keep it quite general like that. See, if you're setting a goal, then you're going to be more along the lines of the SMART goals. And when I say SMART goals, it's like, specific, achievable, measurable, time bound. Like, there's rules to setting goals kind of in order to know when you've achieved it. But when it comes to the vision, you don't need to keep it, pardon the rooster, but when you're setting your vision, it's not going to be so specific, because you need to know what you want and why you want it, but you don't need to know how you're going to get there at all, because you have no idea how you're going to get there. So I'll give you an example of this. We did an exercise in the course it was a visualization exercise about visualizing the perfect day. For me, my perfect day took place in Greece. Well, okay, it took place in a few different places in the world, but it kind of like, I woke up in this place, and then I'm like, oh, now I'm in this place, because I want to travel everywhere. But I ended up in Greece, and that's where the rest of my day took place. And so the rest of my day was in Greece, and I don't need to explain the whole perfect day because it's a little bit irrelevant, but the point is, I was in Greece, okay? 2 days later, I met somebody who, at the resort that I was working at, a tour group came through, and I met this guy who said that I would be perfect for a job with him as the tour guide. He said, we need people, you'd be great for it, and we need somebody to run a tour in Greece. And I was like, I didn't even think about it at the moment, about how I had just created that vision of my perfect day 2 days before in Greece. So I essentially just completely manifested Greece into my life. And I know some of you have heard this already on a previous episode. But that's just the example of, one, getting clear on what you want and not being clear on how you're going to get there. Because because also I had set my vision, before this, maybe a week or two before, I had come up with a clear vision, which was what I had said. I am a generous leader traveling and changing the world with my vibration of love. Now, when I set this goal, I had in mind my podcast and public speaking. I don't do public speaking yet. That's a kind of a later goal at some point. Right now, the podcast is my biggest passion project. And that's what I was thinking about. I want to podcast. I want to travel the world, podcast my experience. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So in a way, I'm living my vision already, but I still have lots that I want it to be at a bigger scale. But to bring this together, I set the vision of, this is the vision for my life, thinking that it was going to be, I thought it would look a certain way, like traveling the world and public speaking and podcasting. And then all of a sudden, a few moments later, I'm offered a job as a tour guide. And in this way, what would I be doing? I'd be traveling and changing the world with my vibration of love in a different way. So I was open to, though I had this picture in my mind of what I would be doing, I was still open to any other way that would look. So I just want to change the world. I'm not picky on how I do it. I'm not gonna set, I have to do it this way. I have to talk about these things. I'm just gonna essentially be myself and just keep being authentic and just keep speaking my truth and doing whatever feels right in the moment. And that itself is changing the world. So then, so the power of setting your vision is just, it is so powerful because it's a declaration. You're declaring to the universe. You're declaring to yourself that this is what I want in life. And that's the first step. It's the first step to manifesting. It's the first step to goal setting. The first step to success. The first step to all of this is just being clear on what do you actually want. And once you are clear on what you want, the universe is going to conspire in your favor to bring it to you. And so that's why that is what's so powerful about this vision. So about creating a vision for yourself, for your life. So I encourage you to work with me right now and create a vision for yourself. And if you have one already, for the people on live, please put that in the chat. What's the vision for your life? Because, maybe the others can read it. I'm not going to read it because it distracts me from what I'm doing, but I'll read it when I'm done later. And for those of you who don't have one, I encourage you to make one. So I would love to, I can prompt you to find different ways of creating this vision for yourself. And I just want you to watch your life change. As soon as you are clear about what it is that you want, your life is going to change and everything is going to conspire in your favor. And you're going to notice things are going to be, opportunities are going to come to you. Things are going to just flow in when you are clear about what it is that you want. And what ways of being you want to be. Who do you want to be? It's much deeper than what tangible items do you want. It's more, what life do you want to be living? What impact do you want to make on the world? What is your legacy that you want to leave behind? This is the big picture things that we're thinking about right now. So yeah, have, be, do anything. If you can have, be, do anything, and you can, it's not if, okay? Because you can have, be, or do anything, what are you declaring for yourself? So, you can start off by what I would recommend is, after you're done listening to this, is to just go and brain dump everything that's coming to your mind on a piece of paper about answering all of these questions, but honestly just kind of brain dumping anything that's coming to your mind right now. Think about if you can wave a magic wand and anything come true, any wish come true, what would that be? And just write it down. Don't think, don't even punctuate anything, just kind of let it all flow out. Answer all of these prompts, and I can even put them in the show notes of the episode afterwards. So I'll put some prompts in there if I'm allowed to make it long enough. And then you can journal about it. And then what you can do is take all of your answers and then fine tune it and think about what's the most important thing. What are the few ways of being that I want, like a couple, 2 or 3 ways of being that you want to embody for your life? And then what is the impact that you're wanting to make, and this kind of thing. And you can just turn it into like one sentence, the way that I have. And so that's just one way of doing it. I'm sure there's plenty of amazing ways to create a vision, but I'm just going to tell you my way. So so what impact do you want to have on the world? Like, what are you passionate about? What makes you excited? So for me, what I'm passionate about is personal development, spiritual growth, transcendence. I'm passionate about making the world a better place, raising the vibration of the planet and of people, reminding people how powerful they are, reminding myself how powerful I am, and learning every single day and sharing what I learn so that I can help people grow alongside me. These are things that I'm passionate about right now. And so what are you passionate about? What makes you excited? And these are often the things that, and we don't have to think about too much about career. I mean, career is going to be, here's the thing, career will come with the vision. So don't think about career as the vision. So, because often when you create your vision, you're going to realize that you're going to see all of the opportunities for the careers that align with your vision. So becoming clear on your vision first, rather than worrying about it being your career. Because I've talked with someone before and he was not sure about, well, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I don't know what career I want, and was confused about what is. And I said, don't worry about career or work, because this is bigger than that. And it's all going to fall into place together. So where was I going with that? So other than just your career, like, what is it that, if you were, I know you've probably heard this question a million times, but if you were to not have to worry about money ever again, if you didn't have to worry about any of the commitments that may be holding you back, like from doing what you want to do, such as kids or, money's a huge one. Things like this, social circumstances, take that all off the table. This is your magic wand. There's no constraints on this magic wand. So what is it that you want? And what are you passionate about? And I'd also like to keep in mind, or maybe just note here, that something that I took from Deepak Chopra was when he talked about how the purpose of everybody, because this aligns quite nicely with having a purpose in life, right? Your vision is almost like your purpose. It's similar but different, which is also called Dharma. But what I took from Deepak Chopra was I learned a lot about Dharma from him, like your soul's purpose. And he talks about how your purpose in life, every single person, their purpose in life is to help other people. And at first, I was actually quite surprised. I was like, really? Everybody's purpose is that? I thought only certain people have this as their purpose, right? But everybody is here to help others in some way, in some weird, crazy ways. And no, those are not gunshots. For those of you who can hear, it is homemade firecrackers that the kids are doing because it's close to Christmas. So yes, helping others. And that doesn't have to be a part of your vision, but chances are you're going to notice after that, oh, yeah, I can help others that way. Because actually, life is, and I'm going to kind of pull in another episode of mine that I've done quickly just to support me on this subject, is life revolves around generosity, gratitude and generosity. I've talked about this in depth, but really I personally believe that I would not be able to, and that no one can have a life of abundance and joy and success without gratitude and generosity. Those are the two things I think are essential. And they're, I would argue, the only really two things that you really need in order to be successful. And so this is where the generosity comes, helping other people. And so just more things to keep in mind as you're thinking about what your vision is. How do you want to help other people? What gifts do you have? This is right along the lines of dharma and of your purpose, because those are the questions that I would ask you around that. Is what makes you excited? What are you gifted at? What are you naturally good at? What do people tell you that you're good at, that you get complimented on? And how can you help others in that way? Or what is an experience that you've had that, even if it's a horrible experience, how can you take that and change the world with it, and be the change that you want to see, or help other people who have experienced that too? This can all be a part of your purpose, and this can all be a part of your vision. So, your perfect day. I want to hear about everybody's perfect day. What does that look like? And what ways of being are you embodying? What are you feeling? Are you feeling freedom? Freedom, joy, love, transcendence. That's my favorite word in the world, is transcendence. And yeah, so the next question I would ask you, once you've kind of mapped a lot of this out, I'm going to ask you to maybe do that first. You could even pause. For those of you who are not listening to this live, you could pause it, answer these questions if you have time, and then come back to the second half of this, where we're going to shift gears a little bit. And if you're driving or something, no problem. You can just come back to this and do it all at once. So the next thing that I'm going to ask you is, what are you... That's a cool bird noise. I've never heard that one before. What are you doing to take action on this vision of yours? That's my next question for you. And you're probably not going to like it. I know you may not want to hear this. Okay, but you may have gotten really excited thinking about vision, talking about vision with me. It's really exciting and fun to dream big and to have all these, this... wow, anything is possible, getting all fired up. I know how it feels, right? To be in that state. Oops, I'm getting a phone call. And then, of course, right, when somebody also turns it around and says, okay, so what are you actually doing to create that reality for yourself? And then you're like, screw you, I'm over it. I don't want this conversation anymore. I'm happy where I am. I'm comfortable. I'm here. I don't want to do anything. But I'm sorry to tell you, I'm going to have to add that part into it, okay? So I'm going to have to get on you a little bit here and give you some tough love and ask you, what are you really doing to take action on this vision for yourself? And if you're not doing anything to create the life of your dreams, there's no shame, I heard this recently, no shame, no blame, no guilt, no guilt, no blame, no something, no shame. Anyways, no wrong, no shame. I'm getting it a little bit wrong. But anyways, like, no shame to you, of course. If you're not living your vision and if you're not taking action towards your vision, please don't let that discourage you, because there's no better day like the present. So life is now, and you get to start right now. How exciting is that? Today is the first day of the rest of your life. The first day of the rest of your life. Success is one decision away. I'm starting to sound like every personal development guru out there, but it's true. I genuinely believe this. Like, you can decide now how you want to change your life, and you can make a life-changing decision right now. If you want to declare it right now, I encourage you to. A declaration is a powerful statement, declaring that I'm serious. I am now serious. I'm making this change. I'm doing this. I'm all in. It's powerful to be able to make declarations. And the power of I am. We did a conscious language. I did a conscious language episode a couple weeks ago, the power of I am was talked about in there, and how much of a powerful declaration that is. So I am a powerful or transcendent, powerful, generous leader. I am, traveling and changing the world. It's a declaration. So to get myself back on track, what are you doing to take action on your life, on your vision? And it's not easy getting started on this kind of thing. And hey, if you're already on your way, kudos to you, because a lot of people are not living their vision, and they're also not taking steps towards it because it's uncomfortable. But what I've learned in this course, this next level course, is to get comfortable being uncomfortable. I've learned that life is now. Life is not tomorrow. It's not next week. Life is right now. I've learned the really the importance of taking urgent action on your life. Every day I am taking urgent action towards my vision. Part of this live right now, part of this podcast, is me taking urgent action towards my vision. This is a step. These are, I set a goal that I wanted to reach this many people by a certain day. This is just one, and that's just one piece of my vision. And if I don't have the urgency to do this, then when is it going to get done? Like, life is not very long. Yes, I'm very young, but the sooner I get started, the sooner it's going to be here. And don't you want to live your vision as soon as possible? And so I'm starting now. And the reason I'm making this episode is because I want to encourage you to take action on your life now, because life is now for you as well. The whole purpose of me creating any of this content is not for myself, because I'm going through it already. I'm going through the transformation already. I'm in the course, I'm in life, I'm learning it all for myself, and I'm reaping the benefits of it every day. And I don't need to share my experience, but I want to share it with everybody, because I want everyone to feel this good. I want everyone to feel this free and joyful in life. And that's what I truly believe that I'm here to do, is to just share what I'm learning with other people. Not that I'm correct, or that I'm the guru, or that I know how to live and you don't, because I don't know anything. The only thing I know is what's working for myself. And life is working really great. And so I encourage you to get clear on your vision for your life, and to share this vision with other people as much as you can. Share this vision with the world. I know that some people, I've heard, don't like to share things with other people around their goals. Some people don't like to share the things that they want, or the things that they're excited about, or their plans for the future. Because they don't want either other people's negative energy to impact or affect that vision or that goal. And for what works for me, and for what I believe, is that the more people you share this vision with, and you don't have to share it with every person you come across, right? Because not everybody you vibe with, but chances are, if you're spending time with somebody, it's somebody that you love and that you trust. If not, then why are you hanging out with them? Share this vision with as many people that you love and trust as you can. And for me, I share it with everyone. Like, people I just meet, I'm like, what's your vision? Do you want to know my vision? Here's my vision. Because when you talk about your goals, when you talk about your vision, with the more, one, you're putting it out there vibrationally, is that a word? You're literally putting it out there verbally and with the and energetically to the universe. Declaration. I'm making another declaration. And the more people you share that with, one, it's going to more likely bring this vision into your life, into fruition much sooner, because you're constantly putting it out there declaring that this is the vision for your life. I am, right? Oh, I have some more to say about this, actually. It's like the conscious language around the, I'll get back to that. But the more you talk about it, the more quickly it comes to you. If you're always hiding it inside because you're worried about other people's negative energy affecting it, that energetically does not put out that you are all in with your vision, right? And then along those lines, what about all of the good energy that people are going to put towards it? And I can almost guarantee you that there's going to be far more positive energy that people are going to give you around this than negative. So if anything, people are going to impact your vision. People are going to affect it positively. They want this stuff for you too. Your friends, your family, they should all want the best for you. Chances are they do. And so, one, they're going to energetically be lifting you up into that position of that powerful position of your vision. And two, what if you are explaining your vision? For me, like I said, my vision, I tell everybody, because who knows who I'm going to meet. I meet somebody at a bar and I talk to them about vision. And yes, I'm that person that at the party while everyone's drunk and doing their thing, I'm like having a serious conversation in the corner of the bar, like, okay, but what's your vision? And what do you think about like God and the universe and this and that? But, sorry, what was I saying about that? The more you talk, so when you talk about what it is that you want, the more people you talk about it with, you have no idea who you're going to come across and who's going to have the perfect opportunity for you. And there you go. Here, the universe, the universe, one of the many ways that the universe will just give you what you're asking for. Oh, you declared it and you're declaring it to the world. Here you go on a silver platter. Can't tell you how many times this has happened to me, you guys. There's a whole episode on this. My last episode, I believe, was all about the things that I've directly manifested from this course and from my life. And like this job opportunity was only one of them. And it wasn't even the most crazy one. So I want to come back to what I had just thought about before, which was the conscious language around your vision. So this is definitely an important part of creating your vision because language matters. So the language you use, so I did talk about the I am statement, talked about how powerful that is. So your vision does not need to start with I am, but there are a few like kind of rules or recommendations that I would give you. So either start it with I am, or some people say to be. So like my vision is to be this person. For me, I like to say I am because it's the present moment. Because when you're saying like, even when you're saying like to be, it does sound like a little bit like it's something here and I need to go get it. For me, I am, or you know, like this is my life. I am this right now, right here, right now, because the present is all that exists. You know, the future does not exist. And if your vision is that, like, one thing to totally avoid is I want to be this. I want to have my life like this. That totally puts it, you know, out of arm's reach. Even if it's within arm's reach, it's still not here. Because this vision, this way of being is already inside of you. It's all possible. And not to stray too far, but I totally believe that there's a multiverse, like in Spider-Man, where all of the different possibilities of reality exist at the same time. And that this is just one of those realities. And so at somewhere in the multiverse, there is a version of you living this vision. I genuinely believe this. And so it's totally getting off topic, but just to let, you know, just, I don't even know why I mentioned that. But because, you know, channeling that version of yourself, that's why. Channel that multiverse version of you that is living your vision already, that is achieving the goals that you want to achieve. Okay, so okay, gonna stick with language right now. So just like the first kind of using conscious language in that in all of the areas, like with your goals as well. Your goal is not I want this or I need this or something like this. It's I have this. I've done. You know, I'm currently living this. And to genuinely feel like that, to genuinely feel that this is on its way to you, it'll make it easier. It's not just a phony statement, not just a phony affirmation of, yes, I am fully self-acceptance and all of this, when you actually don't feel that way. But when you start to get into this work, I mean, it's easier for me because I've been raised around this stuff. But to genuinely believe that this is all true, to genuinely believe this is all true, this is all happening, I genuinely know to my core, and though I don't know anything, but what I genuinely have experienced, what I believe to my core, and what I have a million things of proof towards is, that I believe that this is all true. I believe the universe is working in my favor, that it's conspiring in my favor, that everything I want, though it may not come to me the way that I think, everything I want in life, my vision is on its way. No matter what happens, I'm going to change the world. I know that. And I don't know how it's going to happen, but I just know. So it's really, moving away from language for a second, it's really important just to genuinely believe to your core. You're not just setting a vision to set the vision. You're not just setting a vision to put it out there. Okay, well, I'm putting it out to the universe. It'll come back. I'm putting it out there because Carmen's telling me to. That's not the way to. That's not why you do it. Putting it out there because you know, to your core, that it is on its way, and this is just a faster way to This is just a way to fast track it. And that's kind of the secret. That's the secret. And I'm moving in and out of manifestation talk, of law of attraction talk, because it's all intertwined. All of this is really related. Being that person is not somewhere here. You are that person right now. And how does that person behave, feel, act? And another thing is when you're brought to a decision you have to make, something huge like a big life decision, or even something small like should I get out of bed this morning, or should I hit snooze? Okay, so then the question is, how would a transcendent, powerful, generous leader respond to this? What would they decide to do? Or so that's one way, or for my vision, like how would a generous leader, whatever, all of these words, that ways of being that I want to be, transcendent, powerful, generous are my three main ones. How would that person respond to this situation? And chances are they would get out of bed at the first alarm. They would. And that's, when somebody says something to you that you feel you're in reaction mode. Okay, wait, but how would a transcendent, powerful, generous leader respond to this? Okay, maybe I will respond in that way because that's who I am. And though I may not always feel that way, I am that person. I know that I am that person. I'm always channeling that person to some degree or another. So I'm going to now bring this back to the language. Just a few other things I need to say about this, or I get to say. Conscious language for everything, you guys. I try to stay away from the I needs to, and I have to, and move to I get to. So I get to tell you a little bit more about language. I'm blessed to. Another thing is the words that you're using and the declarations you're making are to be from a positive standpoint rather than a negative standpoint. And what I mean by this is I'm going to suggest that you stay away from what you don't want and only focus on what you do want. So again, I'm repeating what I've mentioned in past episodes, but what do you want exactly? And I noticed this a lot in the course from a lot of people. Most people talk about what they don't want, and so they, I want a life free of drama. I want a life with no more suffering. This kind of thing, right? And it's important to catch yourself when you're thinking these things, and to, especially when you're creating your vision, you're not going to want to add any of those things, okay? But what's the opposite of drama? What's the opposite of suffering? Joy. The opposite of suffering, I would say, is joy, happiness, freedom, something like this. That's what you want. Because what you focus on expands. What you focus on is what comes back to you. So if you're focusing on suffering, but you don't want suffering, the brain doesn't even hear the word don't, it just hears suffering. The mind is a powerful thing. Okay, so what do you want to attract? So I just wanted to add those small tips on conscious language to when you're creating your vision. Be mindful of the language that you're using in order to really make sure you're attracting what exactly it is that you do want. And I have a lot more on conscious language, and I'm not going to get too far into it. I just needed to add those because it's really relevant to your vision. But if you're interested in the conscious language topic, highly recommend just going to my other episode, I think 2 weeks ago or something. I talk about conscious language in more depth, and just research in general. Doesn't even have to be from my podcast, but conscious language is something every single day to practice. It's life-changing. And so this, I don't know, I think this is almost the end here, you guys. But I want to make sure that I'm covering everything. I think I'm just going to end this by, okay, I'll give you like a quick, because it's been a long episode, I'm going to give you just some homework steps just so you can have it all in one place. So if you need to come back, you can just come back to this section of the video, of the podcast. I'm at 41 minutes, so you can come back here and then you can have the prompts. So I'll do this and instead of writing it all down for you. So if you can wave a magic wand, what would you wish for? If you wave a magic wand, anything is going to come to you. Any way of being, okay? What if you could have, be, or do anything? What would that look like for you? Okay, what makes you excited? What are you passionate about? And it's okay if you don't have any specific passion, but what makes you excited? Everybody gets excited for something. It can be tiny, small, doesn't matter. What impact do you want to have on the world? And this is your whole life, okay? Doesn't matter how old you are. This is another thing to mention. Doesn't matter how old you are. You could be 95, could be, I don't know, 7 years old. I don't know how old I don't know how, you're really never too young to start thinking about this stuff. I'm not sure when I started, but, so no matter where you're at in your life, what impact do you want to make? You're still making an impact on the world in some way every single day. So what would that look like? What's a legacy that you want to leave behind? Even if you don't want to have kids, even if you don't have kids, you're still leaving a legacy. You're still leaving an impact on the world. You're still leaving a legacy of your impact, your contribution to the universe, to the planet. What does that look like? And I know that some people may have huge visions that they want for the world, like to end global warming, and I know that that's a negative. So, to impact the world, the environment to a point where whatever it is that that you want, huge goals, huge visions. But I know that a lot of the time, society and your parents or whoever will often say, you're dreaming too big. Come on, you're one person, you can't do that. But for me, I believe that no vision is too big. No matter what it is that you're looking to do, you can do it. And every day, this is the power of the course that I'm in as well, is that this course not only solidifies you and gets you crystal clear on what your vision is and what you want, but also action steps. Like it really forces you to take action, urgent action, every single day. and for the whole course basically. And it's almost like, I think it's impossible to not be living your vision by the end of that, or to not be to achieve whatever goal that you set for the course, because you're forced to take urgent action every day. But it's not that you sometimes it's like, oh, I'm being forced to, but then you're like, oh wait, no, I am blessed to, because this is literally exactly what I want for my life, and I now have somebody holding me accountable. But really, I'm holding myself accountable in this course more than anybody. And it teaches you. This is what it teaches you, is how to hold yourself accountable, how to be a leader, how to stand for other people's greatness. So I'm taking a stand for your greatness. And I hope that you take a stand for everyone else's greatness that's in your life. Ask people about their vision. Let's keep the conversation going, because this is powerful stuff. I can't imagine having no vision, going through life and having no vision. Like, well, where would I be going then? I'm just drifting and doing the same thing every day. But what's the legacy that's going to come from that? What's the impact? And, think about how much more you can do. This is like I said, this is what I'm passionate about, reminding people how powerful they are. A lot of people have had their power taken away, but I want to give it back to you, or just to remind you that you've had it all along. It's right there. So what's your vision? What do you want? You can do it. I strayed off a little bit on there. I'm going to continue with the homework. Wave a magic wand. What do you want? Why do you want it? If you could have, be, or do anything in the world, what would you have, be, or do? What impact do you want to have? What legacy do you want to leave behind? What does your perfect day look like? What ways of being do you want to embody? Who do you want to be? What are the values that you have, and what are the ways of being and feeling? For me, transcendent, powerful, generous. If you have to pick three, you don't have to pick three. You can pick as many as you want. But I'd suggest list out all of the ways of being that you really want to embody, and then pick the three most important, and always keep them in your mind. I've been blessed to, over and over say, I am transcendent, powerful, generous leader. And then my vision, I've repeated these so many times in this course. They are burned into my memory. And thank God for that, because every day they come up. How would this person respond? Like I said, okay? So once you become clear on those values, those ways of being, then start to try and get in the habit of asking yourself, how would that person respond to this? How would that person, wake up in the morning? How would a transcendent, powerful, generous leader conduct their day? What would they be doing today? And just things like this. It's going to be life-changing, just that one shift. And okay, so moving on, what ways of being, what makes you excited? I think I said that. And that's plenty of journal prompts for you. And I really encourage you to answer every single one with like at least one page of just like, bleh, let it all out. Don't think, don't punctuate, just let it out. And then after, you go back and read every single thing and see where the themes are. Underline. Okay, well, I said this word like multiple times. I said transcendent like 4 different times in all of these. So that clearly is something that's important to me. I'm going to put that in my vision. Okay? By the end of this, you are going to have a powerful vision statement. And this statement is going to be your North Star. This is going to be what keeps you on track in life. Anytime that life pulls you in different directions, puts roadblocks in front of you, just knocks you down, or whatever, when things come up, when things happen, your North Star, your track, the white light at the end of the tunnel is your vision. And I can't express enough how important this vision is going to keep you on track. And yeah, so I know this is a lot. Oh, and then, okay, another journal prompt for you. after all the ones that I said. Okay, those ones are first. Second, or at the end, what are you doing to take action? What are you doing right now to take current urgent action on your vision, on creating the vision, creating the life of your dreams? Be honest. What is it that you're doing? And it can, so however that looks, just be honest. And so what are you currently doing? Okay, and then after that, also answer these questions. Answer this. What are you going to do moving forward from this point on today? Declare it. What am I going to do to create the life of my dreams, to get started on this vision? What are some smaller goals that are going to lift me up to that vision? And I'm happy to tell anybody more about this course that I'm in, because okay, this is huge stuff. Some people have never even thought about vision, and for me to just come in here and just say, hey, here's a million journal prompts and life is now and take urgent action, go. Life is first day of the rest of your life. Some people are probably like, what the hell are you talking about? And where do I start? That's too much, and it's overwhelming. I've been overwhelmed many times in this course too. Like, I've been doing this vision work for a long time, but it can be overwhelming to be actually thrown into, oh, I actually have to do something about it. I can't just be thinking positive thoughts all the time. That was my thing. I was very always so interested in this stuff, but I wasn't taking that much urgent action on it. Kind of floating around like a little gypsy that I am, but now I'm really thrown into action, taking action. So what are you currently doing, and then what are you planning to do? What are you doing? Planning makes it sound a little bit like it's, what are you going to do? Starting, say, tomorrow, okay? Or today. Declare it. And to take it one step further, you could declare the day and the time. We literally have to do that in our class. The day and time that you're going to be doing something sometimes. Not for everything. But just like to really solidify it and to hold myself accountable to what it is that I'm declaring, it's essentially a promise that I'm making, that I'm going to do this. So I really would love to talk more to anybody about who's interested in this course. A lot of what I'm talking about has come from this course. It's called Next Level, and it's I'm still in the course. I'm still a student, but I'm super passionate about all of this stuff, and it's the foundation that this whole episode is built on. It's all about what I've been learning, what I've been experiencing, the growth, the transformations, and this is only the tiniest bit. So if anyone wants to know more, also I have a few other episodes. I have last week's episode, and then a few weeks ago, you'll see Next Level Leadership Training in the title. It's me. That one's like an hour and a half long. It's talking about like the major breakthroughs and transformations I've had. You would not believe what has come into my life through this course. So I would love to talk to you more about it. I want all of you to take it. I really do. And if you're interested, if you're interested in what I have to say right now and what I'm saying, and you're thinking, I want some of that energy, if you're thinking you want to experience some of the passion and energy that I'm giving you right now, I would love to tell you more about the course. It's going to bring you anything and everything you want in life. That is your magic wand. This course, I believe, is your magic wand. It's your silver platter. Here you go. Here's the life of your dreams. Do you want it? So just, I honestly don't see my messages on TikTok, so I'm just speaking to the people on live right now. Please go over to my Instagram and message me if you want to know more. I would love to send you some voice memos or even set up a phone call. I would love to set up a phone call, but just send me a message. I'd love to talk to you more about it, and I'd love to hear about what your vision is. Like, please give me some feedback. For those of you listening to the podcast, please review on Spotify, on iTunes, whatever you got to do. The more people who get to hear this, the more people who are going to talk about their vision the more that this is all going to change the world and raise the vibration of the planet. So I really recommend, I really hope that you will do this, to reach out, talk about your vision as much as you can. For those of you on live on TikTok right now, I have a podcast, obviously. So it's on Spotify, it's on all of the things, Apple Podcasts, this and that. So if you want to follow me on there, if you're interested in what I'm talking about right now, I got plenty more where this is coming from. And it's just my podcast is a lot about personal development and spirituality kind of mixed together. I'd say more on the personal development side, but really just the mind, the soul, the universe, the power of the mind, and everything in between. So if you enjoyed this, my podcast is linked in my bio of my TikTok page, and yeah, I'm excited to bring you some more content next week, and usually it's Wednesdays, and I'll put it on live as well. So come back around this time next week. Actually, it'll probably be the day before, because I'm actually a day late right now on this, and hope to see you there. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to everyone listening on both platforms. This is really exciting, and thank you for joining me as I express my vision. Thank you for taking a stand for your greatness. Thank you for letting me take a stand for your greatness, and for trusting the process. Trust the process. I will just leave it at that. You are exactly where you're meant to be. So please don't be discouraged around all of this, around vision. Be excited. Be excited. Either way, even if you're down in the dumps and you have nothing of a vision right now, be excited, because your life's about to change. And if you're living your vision, be excited for that too. So there's always something to be excited about. I'm really excited to hear about what everyone's vision is, and to see how you grow from this. So thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I can't wait to read some of the comments and see how everybody enjoyed. So I will talk to you next week. Enjoy. Bye-bye.